finish this exercise, instead your group. Instead them, or you take excuse. Take excuse for your group. Done, right? Some you can still work. What I agree. Okay, just give me. Okay, can I have it? They are using the two sides. You can copy someone who just. I hope it's going to give me 42. And that is 3 items by 7. 21 from here, 21 from here. That's
let me have 10 minutes.
Okay, done, everyone. Any more? This is one group. What's of your own group? So I want to see something. Okay, I'm not going to bunch it together. The next one. That is 21. Nice.
Hey, no problem.
Ah. Okay, so I need different groups to come on board. Come to. You stay with your group. Stay with your group. So, first group. So what we've just did was all about collected data of different sources, right? You give us your source, you give us the source, but we try to create the data from different headlines. Now you've gotten all this data. What is this? This is what? Data. What is this?
Data.
Does it make sense? How can it make sense? Until you process this document, it will not make sense. It's still raw. So you've gotten the raw data from different entities. You send this man to Banker, you send this man to Bisi, and you send this man to GRA to do what? To collect data. And likewise, we went to another direction to do what? To collect data. So when you, after you collected this data, what are you going to do with it?
Process.
Good. Can you see the keywords?
Yes.
Data. You process data. Now, someone will be at the back expecting something from you. What are they expecting from you? Information. Data, processing, and information. So now we've gotten this data. I think the next thing for us is to process this data and let it become an informed information. So how do you want to process this data? Sort it out, another keyword. Sorting techniques. You need to differentiate pupil from adults, cafes from TV stations, vehicles from schools. You now classify them under different headlines, under different labels. You can see that's a practical aspect of data. And the next thing is data analysis. So by the time you have this here, I want you to do you have how many categories here? You have 7 categories of events here. You can't possibly match them together because they are not going to be the same thing. So you cannot marry cafe with restaurant. So the next thing is to do the sorting filter, which Excel does that for you. I showed you the icons in Excel. Filter. So manually, can you do this sorting as well as you think it will be highly presenting? So, mind you, do your sorting by category. And the next thing is we now go to the laptop and do the sorting. You should join them. You get what they are doing. This group, join this group. See, somebody should avoid this screen, rays of light. Never mind. Come on, share it. Done? Kúrò lára screen. Because you are part of the course. Okay. Now, the next thing, how done? So, can someone just tell me what we just did? Sorting from what? And this data were from where?
No, raw facts.
Just formulated, design a template. And we took this template to the feed. So you've gone to the feed. Now you come back. Raw, everyone, leg, dusty everywhere. So we now come with the handful of data. Are these data meaningful? Yeah, as we are going to do some process analysis, cleaning, deleting. Because in this data you are bringing different things. You have the same information. You must clean this data. We must analyze this data. We must filter this data before it can become consumable. That's data techniques for you. Good? Data techniques. Is that understandable?
Yes, sir.
So when we now have this now, the next thing we need to do is we've sorted it out, right? So let me look at this. Now, how do I understand this? No, how do I understand? Okay, I have EcoBank, GTB, UBA. So the next thing that give me list of banks. So the fees, what's the fee?
Bank.
Banks. Banks. Where's my marker? So I can have, then and I have bank. I've got it GTB, First Bank, EcoBank. Okay. What's this going to do for me? Oh, these are list of ICT centers.
Yeah.
ICT centers. Bisi, networks, Impera, Fentech, Sec, Plot. Oh, anyway, matrix. Don't mix this right. The next, oh, cars. BMW, Benz, Peugeot. Oh, social media.
I yet to mention my.
This man, this read I are standing on it. It is so
Twitter, Instagram,
I'm avoiding it from
Live.
showing.
same thing. Oh, supermarket. Supermarket. Never mind, I'm just trying to help you out. Yes. Ejiwo,
Supermarket.
Hajj Kalimat.
This.
Kulende. How about schools? Excellence. Romix. Ifedamola. 14 more. I go here. So in a nutshell, what I just want is, since I want to maintain a uniform headlines. I don't need to create different headlines anymore. So can you give me banks? Banks, can you see? So we're going to have repetition here. So these groups are giving me First Bank, UBA, and GTV. Next, schools. Can you see? Why did I know that this is where I'm going to write in? Schools, Romis, Flora, Sapati. Next, IT Center, Impera, A3, Soft Race. Next, Cars, Prado, Nissan,
It's a television station. They didn't do it.
Honda.
It's coming.
No, they are on television.
Social media, Twitter, WhatsApp, IG. Finish. TV. Your section was missing. No TV station there.
TVC.
So something was missing there. You can see. Omission. So what happened there? Omission. AIT. Quara TV. Dove TV.
We did such, we didn't bring it here.
Finish, right?
No, it's not finished.
And so much like this. You can see the rigorous the stress we go through.
And sometimes one can equally lose data also.
You can lose this data.
Just the way.
So we have supermarket, Fortunate, Apteku.
AIT.
That's the last one. That's the
Okay, so we have channels, AIT,
Silverbird.
Silver.
TVC.
So what happened? What have we just done? This is a practical aspect of
So,
data. And all these things are part of our life. So by the time we cross them together, that gives us information, but they still remain data. It doesn't GTV, okay, what happened to GTV? Until we now have, okay, customers with GTV. Staff that are using Honda, an employee that are using Pigeons. Take it away so that we can focus on this. These are investments now. How valuable is this? You can see the stress we went through to sort these things. Data is very important, and that's why you cry when you lose money. You also cry when you lose this data. When you lose this data, what happens? You go back to the feed again. So, imagine that exercise you did was to be sponsored. A lot of money would have been invested. I remember before I administered those exercises for you, we did some short training. So look at the investment we've done to collect a quality data. You need knowledge. You need what? Ethics. You need to be guided by knowledge. You need to be guided by ethics, and of course, you need some fun. Because you have to trek, you have to travel to get data. So when you now got this data, what will happen? If you mess up with them, you go back again, do the exercise again. So when we talk about data, isn't it as important as money?
yes, it is.
When I went to National Bureau of Statistics, I saw a CBN server, then I saw a statistics server. I said, which one is more important? They said the two. Tell me, I was at their audio office in Abuja. I said, which one is more important? They said the two. But at the end of the day, they told me that the data server is more important. To me, the money is not important. They said because it is this data that we use to formulate every yearly expenditure. Without data, you cannot forecast what you're going to spend. So CBN cannot get it right without quality data. Oh, the budget is for who? How many populations do you have in Nigeria? The people that are unemployed. How much are we spending on this? How much are we spending on the civil services? How much are we spending on the education? Okay, the total numbers of children we have in our education, I will give you this list. So if you don't have the opportunity to work in the CBN and you have the opportunity to work in the banking environment, in the data environment, consider the skills you must possess to be accountable for your money, the same skills you must possess to be accountable for your data. Loss of data is loss of money. Data mismanagement, though we have financial mismanagement. Is there any data mismanagement? When you mismanage your finance, they arrest you with EFCC. When you mismanage your data? We don't have any agency that will arrest people, right? But do you know a lot of compromise happens from data? So we need to have our agency too that will be policing people that abuse data. And that's because we don't have, that's why we have a lot of cyber threats, security threats. Because data were vulnerable, then your money too will become vulnerable. So we don't understand the significance of data. So when we are dealing with data analysis, we are actually dealing with money. Money. Why do you always password your phone? Because your data. You put money in your phone. Data. Because you link your data to your money. So the exercise we just did was all about simple data analysis, and it gives us a picture of how we should be careful and we should be ready to take knowledge regarding data analysis. So back to this, I want everyone to go back to their work PC. You create this because of course this is still not meaningful. Because we said an efficient data must pass through an efficient system. Of course, this is our planes away now, it goes. So once you have your data in a simple sheet like this, the next thing is just to guide you, this determine I want you transport it to your software. And it is the software that will do the analysis for you, except you want to do it manually. So I'll go back to our work table now.